Hi, welcome to Social Research Insights. The mission of Social Research Insights is to promote open source software for data analysis. This is in fact one of the parts of my series of presentations on performing reliability analysis through PSPP. In my other video I explained that the PSPP is regarded as a clone of IBM SPSS. It is actually an open source alternative to IBM SPSS, which is proprietary software, and it has almost all basic mechanisms to perform statistical analysis, ranging from summary statistics to the advanced statistical analysis through its menu known as analyze. Okay, and this video I'm going to explain the other part of performing reliability analysis. In my previous video I explained how to perform reliability analysis and obtain the Cronbach alpha, and also explained as the assessment criteria as how to interpret the Cronbach alpha measure. This is a video which I would like to use in order to explain as how to get the summary statistics through related to Cronbach alpha. So let us go to the let us perform the reliability analysis by simply, as usually, choosing all our variables into the sub-window items and leave the default model option alpha as it is, and here bottom of the context menu you'll find an option called known as show descriptive for scale if item is deleted. So this is rather more important option that we need to select if we wish to have summary statistics in conjunction to the Cronbach alpha, which is by default calculated through this menu item. Okay, so now straight away go to OK and press OK. Then in PSPI output window you'll find the output as usual. I'm going to save this output in an editable file, just like in open document text format, and I choose rel and go to some partition and save the file, and go back to your drive, the partition where you have saved your file. Open the file, then you will see the same output which we had seen a minute ago in PSPI output viewer, and delete all unnecessary information, and just I will format the tables so that they looks nice, and it will be more meaningful for reporting. And in this output we will be having three tables. The very first table speaks about the case processing summary, and if you observe the values, that there are 100 cases in my data set, and all the cases were considered for the analysis. There is no case is excluded. And the second table, rather more important, in which we will find the Cronbach alpha, which we already found in other video. I already explained as how to interpret this value through assessment criteria. In this case the Cronbach alpha turned out to be 0.09, which is less than 0.5, and this is unacceptable. And the very theoretical assumption that the data is trying to explain a latent construct is violated. So we cannot use this data in order to proceed ahead for further statistical analysis like factor analysis, cluster analysis, and multidimensional scaling, because this data is highly noisy and it is not trying to explain any general factor. All these things I explained in my previous video, but the idea of this video is to explain the third table known as item total statistics. There are 4 columns in this table, and the very first table is the scale mean if item is deleted, and the second column in the table is the variance, the scale variance, and leave these two things which might not be very much important for the interpretation, just to pick up the last two columns, which helps us to understand the item by item importance for our study. For example, if you go to the very first value in the third column, the value is minus 0.01, which is actually the correlation between x1 and y variable. So already explained in my previous video, the y variable is a variable which we compute by summing up the values of all the variables. So in this way we have 10 variables, so we are going to compute one more variable known as y, and we have to sum up all the variables. Say for example, if the value for the scale value for x1 is n1 and scale value for x2 is n2, and so on and so forth till n10, and we have to sum up all these values and create another variable known as y. Okay, so this variable will be very much useful in computing Cronbach alpha. Please refer my previous video. I explained the formula, and in this way, by summing up all these values, we will obtain a final value called n total for case number 1. So in this way we continue the same obtaining the same value for rest of the cases, like n total for case 2 and till the end of the value 100 the value, so n total for case 100. So now this point minus 0.01 is the correlation between x1 and y variable. So that is precisely the meaning of this statistic. So it has the x1 rather negative, has a negative relationship, and it is poor. And if you observe the alpha value, it is improving. So actually the alpha value is 0.09, and when we delete x1, the alpha value is improving, which simply means that x1 is a noisy variable. So it's trying to bring some pressure on the configuration matrix. So by deleting this, we have a favorable situation. And when we observe the other variable x2, the correlation value is 0.03, which means it has positive relationship. And when we delete this variable, the alpha value is reducing, which means the x2 is important in the study. In the same fashion, we can also interpret the rest of the variables. If you observe x7, which is highly noisy in our configuration matrix, that need to be deleted in order to improve the analysis. You see, by deleting x7, the Cronbach alpha value increases to 0.19. Still it is less than 0.5. It is still unacceptable, but marginally better compared to the other variables. The alpha value increases to 0.19, which is very significant. So we simply mean that x7 is a culprit in our data set, so that need to be deleted in order to proceed ahead for further statistical analysis. And if you observe the other variable x9, if we delete it by deleting I think it is not x9, x8 is correct. So it has positive but maximum correlation with the y variable, and if we delete x8, the alpha value is reducing very drastically, which means x8 is very, very important in our study, that need to be kept in the data set. And this way we can interpret the item by item relevance or importance in the study, and we can also decide which item need to be retained and which item need to be deleted in order to proceed ahead for further statistical analysis. Okay, thanks for watching, and please keep watching videos of social research insights from YouTube. Thank you.